people like you interview people. Not really. I interview people like you interview people. I interview people like you interview people. People like you interview people. Like you interview people. Like you
Charbie
interview.
Haven.
Good old Charbie. Charbie
It's
Mealsaps. We done changed it to Charbie Mealsaps, baby.
not Charmaine.
Right. Since my name is Charmaine, so I
Yeah,
just made it Charbie like Barbie.
that's good. And then nobody would call you Charmander.
Everyone calls me Charmander or Charmander or Charmin. Everyone used to call me Charmin. That was like my permanent nickname.
Do you have any shout outs?
Actually, I do have a couple shout outs. I would like to shout out my business partner, Nine Ether. You can check us out. We are at mealsaps.com. That's mealsaps.com. It's a health food company, and we have some healthy recipes for you, some healthy vending, and we also have some healthy treats. So definitely check us out. And I would also like to shout out my co-host, Ali or Vibe High. You can definitely check him out at hannibalgate.com. And then I'd also like to shout out my sister, Mommy Kimmy Flowers, and she can be found at healthyself360.com. So that's like healthy self, then the number 360.com.
You were on Mark Lamont Hill show. What the hell was that like? Because I mean, it seemed like nothing was covered. You know what I mean? Like I'm watching it, I'm thinking, will they talk about an issue that moves the needle?
Nah, dude. They wanted to talk about memes or memes, whatever you call those. Like actually that show was a response to another show that they did about Hotep Twitter, but it just had a bunch of feminists up there talking about how trash Hotep Twitter is. And there wasn't anyone up there from Hotep Twitter. So, since I have been dubbed Hotep Twitter and so has my co-host Ali, we were like, hey, you guys should put us on the show and we can, at least say something in our defense because they tried to, demolish the Hoteps, which they always try to do. You see what I'm saying? So that's why we got up there. But you seen it was the intellectual party. The college professor was there, and then I think one of his ex-students turned professor was up there. I think that's who the woman was. So yeah, we just pretty much let them talk the whole time about what they thought Hotep was, and we just told them that we weren't responsible for, the little pictures that was making everybody upset. And that was pretty much it. I don't think it was supposed to accomplish anything. It was more so to just, you know what I'm saying, like give some type of platform for our so-called rhetoric. But there really isn't, like a complete, like set Hotep rhetoric anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't going to go anywhere anyway. You got 4 random people talking about some shit that the internet created. You know what I'm saying? So it was cool.
It's like you can't criticize anyone for having their ass up around their kids. That's what it seemed like. Is there someone would post a meme of a black woman with her ass up around her kids and saying used to be a queen, and then the response is, "That's you're bashing us." And I'm like, the hell, there's billions of people on this planet.
You feel me? I mean, they just
Somebody
not
is going to post a picture because they might see, hey, you used to be queens. That's
right. Okay, so that's what I was saying at first too. Like, first and foremost, we don't know who sits up and makes these goddamn pictures all day. Like, whoever has time to do this, I would love to get their career. You know what I'm saying? Whatever type of money that they're making, where they can just sit up and make these pictures all day. I'd like some of that money too. So we know a lot of these pictures come from agents. You know what I'm saying? And the internet just didn't used to be like this. Like, Twitter didn't used to be like a war zone for everybody's bullshit emotions. Like, it used to be a really chill place where people could talk and we could share our thoughts and ideas and shit, and it wasn't so hostile. But it's like the internet then turned into like this monster. It's not got out of control, and I be trying not to feed too much into that shit. I'm just trying to benefit off that shit. So that's why we popped up there on Huffington Post like, yeah, come check us out, hannibalgate.com. Yeah, we got the t-shirts. Yeah, we got the Hannibal Gate, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like, we don't really care about those people's feelings and how they react to anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should keep your reactions to yourself. Whenever you're wasting all these emotions on things that are not relevant to you, you become powerless. And a lot of these people waste a lot of their energy on Twitter, and I'm not going to stop them. You know what I'm saying? They waste it on Facebook. We're not going to stop them. It's just like you have to be aware of where it is that you are when you're on these social media platforms.
Yeah, because it's true. You can make a meme in like 10 minutes. I think there's a website. Just upload a picture. But
anybody can make one, and then they make them so fast. I'd be like, who is making these? Like, we need to stop and ask ourselves these questions, like, who are behind these accounts that, like, they won't have a picture up, they might have some cartoon Abby or something, and then they're always posting all types of just divisive bullshit, always in people's DMs, get on their damn nerves, always coming out with these memes out of nowhere or these memes out of nowhere. Like, who are these people? You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously they're instigators. So, like, whether or not you fall for that or whether or not you choose to engage in that is totally up to you. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that.
Yeah. And if someone were to post a picture of a black man doing stereotypical shit and then post a picture of a black ancient Egyptian, big deal. Like, just wipe that off, like I would just wipe it off. But because we live in a world where the Egyptians are white anyway.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, right. To me, that's the bigger fish to fry, is who's making that Hotep money. That
You feel me? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's all that I'm really concerned about, is like, how are we going to get up the resources that are necessary for us to push our own narratives? Like, we get their narratives, okay, we are slaves, they're going to put out another slave movie every motherfucking year, they're going to show us that the Egyptians are white, blah blah blah, ABCXYZ. Like, how long are we going to complain about it? When are we going to say, okay, well, yeah, you know what, fuck this? You know what I'm saying? We're cool on this, we're going to create our own shit, we're going to invest our energy and our attention elsewhere. Like, that's really all that Hotep should represent, you know what I'm saying? Or the part of Hotep that I represent, that's what we represent, you know what I'm saying? It's just self-sustaining. Like, we got to get away from always, bitching for nothing. You said what?
progress. I mean, that's what it sounds like compared to complaining about anti-ratchet memes. Yeah, there's a place for it. Complain about it. I feel bad. That one was in poor taste. Keep it pushing. You know what I mean?
Right.
But how though? Like, I noticed from the Hotep Nation website that feminism had a part to do with the Hotep Nation's creation. Can you explain that? Because I tell people and they don't believe me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's where the Hoteps came from. It came from our lovely friend, Feminista Jones, calling people Hoteps. Like, she basically started blasting anybody that disagreed with her narratives as Hotep. Like, if you wanted to uphold the, ancestors and say, hey, I don't really think that's right. All this liberal feminist shit that you're talking about actually sounds like it's against our code as, as our people. And, she went in and she would have all of her feminists, just jump on you and call you all types of names. But that name stuck, you know what I'm saying? Because they started calling everybody that. And so that's how I got labeled as a Hotep. It was just from the feminists. They all cussed me out and they was like, oh yeah, you're trying to keep up your appearances for all these men over here at the Hotep camp, but you don't even know, sis, you're over here losing, blah, blah, blah. They were talking down to a nigga, like, just making it seem like I'm just, a complete and total whore because I'm a Hotep. I was like, nah, y'all hoes got the game fucked up. Like, I'm not playing the game how y'all playing the game. I'd rather not. So, yeah, it was the feminists who created that. You know what I'm saying? You had to know it had to be some black woman type energy to even make a movement like that stick. Because now we got everybody talking about goddamn Hoteps. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody should have coined the term or, try to get a patent or something. We should have damn try to get some money. You know what I'm saying? Now they talking about it all on TV and calling Beyonce Hotep and all types of shit. So it's just really interesting how it's blown up to, this proportion, but we've all fed our energy into it. So shit, here we are.
It's almost surreal, but you're right though. Black women energy, it's creative.
You heard the man. Black woman energy. It's creative.
And it'll probably end up helping them one day. That's the crazy part.
Of course.
Like, they created something to help them by people who were against it. But
Yeah, that's how life works. Everything is a contradiction. You damn right. So what goes up must come down. So they wanted to make, some bullshit and just try to write us off. But here we are, Hotep Strong, HotepNation.com, fuck with us, Hotep Hive, you know what I'm saying? We taking over Facebook, we taking over Twitter, we taking over the airways. We got, who else we got this Hotep? Because I think we got Kanye West, they was calling him Hotep. We got Beyonce, they calling her Hotep. They been calling Kendrick Lamar Hotep. We already know that. Gucci, whenever he came out with the Ankh, they was calling him Hotep. I mean, we getting a lot of people on our side, bro. These niggas need to choose up, bro. Hotep's gonna win, bro.
new political party.
That's right. Hotep 2016, baby. Let's get it. Charbie for president. Guys.
And speaking of people that they have you, your subscribers. What type of feedback do they give you? I'm talking mostly about your YouTube videos.
Oh, my YouTube videos. Yeah, I'm not really active on YouTube. I said I need to start doing better with that, but I never really respond, and I just read them. So I get a pretty balanced response. Like, maybe like 55% is them just cussing me out, telling me how stupid I am and how that shit doesn't make any fucking sense. And then I have like 45% that's like, oh, I love this sister. Yeah, she's so smart. You're smart on. Yes, I gotta share this. You know what I'm saying? So I get a pretty balanced response. It really just depends on what video it is, because I got a myriad of shit up there. So, but I said I was gonna add more. I just need to, I don't know, I guess go back and revamp some of the videos that I do have so that I can, I guess, build up my following and my subscribers and that type of thing. But I don't be talking to them. The only social media that I really respond to people on is Twitter. I'm not gonna lie. So. And then, like, I'm trying to do better on Facebook, because Facebook is the trap, yo. Like, YouTube is the trap too, but YouTube comments, they just be too far out for me. Like, I just have to laugh it off, like, on with my day, because I waste too much energy laughing at those people. You know what I'm saying? I waste enough energy on Twitter cracking all them jokes at them motherfuckers. So, I gotta watch my time, watch my energy, energy management. You feel me?
YouTube is where I discovered you.
Oh,
So
that's
you have
awesome.
on YouTube, Reach.
Yay. Turn up YouTube. I'm gonna make my YouTube better, I promise. I'm gonna style it up, because people keep asking me for videos and shit, and I keep slacking on it, like, I don't really know if I want to give y'all some videos, you know what I'm saying? But I love being on the camera. I love talking, so I might as well, like, build it up, since, it afforded me this awesome opportunity to be able to link up and build with you. So, who knows what else can come of it, you know what I'm saying?
Oh. Well, you already have a body of work, though.
You say what?
You've covered a lot of topics.
Yeah, I have. You're right. Quite a few topics indeed.
Because what sort of feedback do you get from people when you talk about nutrition? Because I know you talked about how it changed your life.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on where the person is in their own personal journey. You know what I'm saying? If the person is already seeking and searching for something, outside of what it is that they normally do, then, they're much more receptive. But the average person, they're stuck in their ways of what it is that they consume. And, food is drugs. Like, food is the original drug. Like, as soon as you come out of the womb, you sucking on the titty. So like that's the first thing that you consume. So it's really hard to break people from what it is that they consume. So if they're not really there to hear it mentally, they just, kind of bitch up, get mad at you, feel like they're being attacked, and, you just kind of got to back off. Like, I used to be a vegan Nazi for a minute, and then I realized, like, this is not the way. I can't be jumping down these people's throats whenever they don't want to, eat how I eat. Everyone can't eat like how I eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all have different plates that we need to keep according to our own ancestors and our own lineage. So I just need to do what my ancestors did, and, share it with whoever is open, and keep it moving. So I'd say I have a pretty balanced response as well. Like, I get a really good balanced response on everything. That's why I say that I'm positive and negative, because I have like half of the room like, yes, absolutely, go Charbie. And then I have the other half of the room like, whoa, she's full of shit. Hell no, this bitch is fucked up. Fuck Charbie. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same with nutrition. Some people want to hear it, others don't.
You do have a nutrition website too, which with recipes for maintaining, is it a vegan diet or is it?
Yeah, that's what I was referring to earlier, the mealsaps.com. But I would say that it's healthy. I won't want to really label it as vegan, even though everything is vegan and gluten free. It's just really basic things that you can make that are clean, and you can leave it as that, or you can add whatever protein necessary or whatever, body parts, whatever you want to add to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really want to brand it as, yes, this is all vegan. But all of my treats are vegan and gluten free, and they're mostly raw. And then my vending machines, I have a plethora of things in there, and they're not all vegan. Like, some of it's vegetarian, some of it is just shit I would never eat. So it's just what the people want. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make it more convenient for people to be able to have healthier options. So that's really the focus and the goal of my company. Right on. Well, yeah, we got it all up there. We got some blogs up there for you. You know what I'm saying? Some nice information that these motherfuckers don't really want you to know about. We got a couple videos up there. We got some other recipes. So I'll be updating it soon because I'm gonna come out with the recipe book probably next month. So exciting things are happening here at the Millsaps community. You guys check us out, millsaps.com. It's going down.
So noticed one of your YouTube videos, you talked about natural hair, and it made me wonder after watching that, what would you do if you were abducted by aliens and you woke up the next day with a weave of just like tacky down down your back, straight weave? How would you react to that?
I would probably die laughing. Like, how did this get on my head? First and foremost, who did this? But I mean, your hair is important, because you need the connection. It's like an antenna, so it how do I say it? It helps you to be aware of your surroundings. It's like an extension of your brain. You know what I'm saying? So having some weave glued on top of my hair, that would definitely be some bullshit. I think it would dull my senses more than anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these people out here, they do have dull senses, especially the women, because we do so much to our hair and so much to our head, and we don't realize that that's right on our brain. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of those chemicals from the things that they use, it soaks into their brain and makes them retarded, makes them have all types of cancers and fibroids and whatever the fuck else. You know what I'm saying? So if anything, that's what I'd be more worried about. Like, how can my scalp breathe? Like, when are you guys going to take this shit off my head? Because I need my scalp to, you know what I'm saying, be able to be permeated. It needs to, feel what's going on around it. It needs to feel my aura and feel the frequencies of the universe. It don't need to be stuck up under no damn wig. So I would probably laugh, but then I'd be like, okay, yeah, joke over. Take this shit off.
America is moving towards an awareness with that. Africa, maybe not so much, but so to anyone out there who has hair damage, or they just need to give their scalp a rest, but they want something. Like, do you know of any natural hair wigs or any options for letting a scalp heal?
Well, yeah, it's all about what you consume. So you definitely want to change your diet. You know what I'm saying? Your diet is always going to affect your hair and your nails. It's like, everything is connected. So your body's being built off of what it is that you consume. So if you eat a lot of shit and, your body can't really function or, do its natural duties because it doesn't have the minerals present, well, then it's time for you to, put the minerals back in, the natural minerals, from Earth. So, as far as topical application, I would suggest things that are, all natural, that don't have any type of chemicals, just oils like coconut oils, jojoba, grapeseed oils, avocado oil, just something that's going to moisturize your hair and promote hair growth. You know what I'm saying? You can even get essential oils, you know what I'm saying? Things like rosemary, that definitely helps your hair grow as well. So there's plenty of options. It's just all about realizing that your head is like your globe. It's like controlling the rest of your body. So you should guard your head. Like, you should guard all of the portals on your head, including your scalp. You know what I'm saying? Like, your pores are portals. So You don't want to just let anything into your scalp or any of your portals at that matter.
Do you know of any other hair growth foods?
Any other hair growth what?
Foods or herbs? Because you mentioned rosemary.
Yeah, rosemary. Let me think about that. I'm not sure. Because I don't want to tell you the wrong things. I don't know. I know it's a couple though that you can just type in on Google. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I have rosemary myself. Like that's what I use on my hair. I use castor oil and rosemary.
When you hear misinformation, I mean, have you ever had a situation? Because I recently made a video where I pointed out what I thought was misinformation that was being spread. It was bullshit. And
Right.
a situation like that where you just wanted to.
Yeah, well, I did have to do that whenever I got caught up in this little bullshit internet cult that I got associated with. I did have to just come out and say, yeah, this person is deceiving you guys. But first I had to figure it out myself. You know what I'm saying? Like the internet is a web, and it doesn't always weave webs of truth. You know, it can weave webs of lies as well. So you have to up your own discernment to try to get to what the truth is for you in your own reality. So it's like you can't really force someone else to, you know, see things through your eyes. So whenever I see misinformation, I'm like, I don't really necessarily agree with that. That's actually some bullshit. But I'm gonna keep it scrolling. You know what I'm saying? I usually don't have any type of reaction because I know that you know, it's there for a reason. Some people are gonna believe that, and they're gonna, you know, have to live out their experiences accordingly, just like how I did. So it's like some of those traps up there you have to go through. You have to go through these misinformation booby traps to get to where the real information is. So I don't be hating. I be talking shit to people when they come for me, but I don't really go for motherfuckers. I don't care. Misinform all you want to. Fuck it. That's your karma. You know what I'm saying?
So, are you saying a cult branded you Shardemon?
Yes, a cult branded me the Shard Demon, and I was like, they're I don't know, they're Hitler. It was so ridiculous. They really tried to play me like I was contaminating the water, and I was the one spraying chemtrails, and I was the one putting GMOs in all their foods. Like they really made it seem like I was the scum of the earth. I was like, yo, these people are psycho, and these were people that were just buying from me at my business. So it was like everyone turned their back on me, you know, whenever the cult leader said, hey, yeah, that's a demon. You know, he told him some spooky ass story about how he's seen that I was a demon in the astral world, and you know, all this other spooky shit. Oh god, it's ridiculous. Right, but
We need to harness our charlatans. Put them to good work. You know, like that's. I couldn't think of that. I would have never thought it would work.
Yeah,
Went into another world and I saw on their true form.
that's exactly what he told the motherfuckers. He told them that I was a dragon, a snake, a huge frog, all types of shit, nigga. He ran it up. He probably still posts my picture on his page. Like he used to post my picture beside a picture of a crackhead and be like, look at how this demon has transformed. She used to be this, but she changes into this. And you know what I'm saying? Be aware of the Shard demon and shit. I was like, look at this shit. And these motherfuckers was retweeting it like, yeah, she's a shapeshifter. Yeah, you gotta watch out for her. She's a demon. Yeah, she's an insectilian. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? So that's how y'all gonna try to run it? Okay, but the thing that killed me was like all of them patronized my business. The same person that built up my business was the same person that basically tried to knock it all the way fuck down. He went in like, oh yeah, you know, y'all think y'all eating real vegan treats? That shit ain't really vegan. Look up the ingredients, and that kitchen ain't approved. And you know, he just went in about me just being a demon, and no one should ever buy anything from me ever. And I was like, yo, like if I was really a demon, I would have poisoned all y'all motherfuckers. Like you guys were taking food from me and ingesting it into your bodies. Like bitch, all y'all would have been dead if I was a real demon. Nigga, fuck out of here. It was just really interesting to me to watch, you know what I'm saying, how people how they're not self-led, they're led by others. And you know, that's what the internet can be. It can become an energy trap for people that don't have you know, just their own leading or their own agenda, if you will. They get caught up under the agendas of others. So that is exactly what happened with me in that bullshit cult. Like, I never claimed them. They claimed me. You know what I'm saying? They wanted me there for my energy, and I didn't know what it is that I was working with at the time. So, you know, they used me. They used me accordingly, and then they tossed me to the side when they were done using me. So, if that makes me a demon, then by all means. But it's just kind of hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you have to go through that to stop and say, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this shit on the internet is bullshit. Like, I need to listen to myself over, you know, any of this other bullshit. All this other bullshit needs to confirm what it is that I already know and that I'm getting from myself. You see what I'm saying? So that's what the Shard Demon escapade definitely taught me. It's just what voice is more important, and it's definitely your own.
I've heard you sing,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm wondering when are we going to get a album with the Shard Demon song?
An album with this Shard Demon song coming right up. Yes, special order pronto.
To a frog demon.
Frog Demon Rich. That is hilarious. Yeah, no, I have definitely been working on a bunch of music. I plan on coming out with something probably in July or August. It's just that I've been very selfish with my craft. I've used it as just healing for myself, more so like an emotional healing, and really just to get to know myself. So I think I'm finally at the point where I want to share it, you know what I'm saying, so that other people can enjoy it. But I've been very selfish with my craft, so that's why it's taking me a minute to actually share anything. But it's definitely on the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hating. I'm not gonna be a hater forever. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want, like, I don't want to be that person. You know what I'm saying? That has to do things for other people, especially not sing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna come up to me and be like, "Oh, hey, you that singer? Sing that song for me." Like, no, bitch. Hell no. So, like, you know, I need to establish myself in other ways, you know what I'm saying, so that I can be taken seriously as just an individual and not as just, you know, things that I do, you know what I'm saying, or things that I am. Like, I am all things. So I'm definitely music as well. So the music is definitely on the way.
As soon as July or August.
Yeah, definitely. Because I have voice coaches. We go to the studio all the time. I just got another producer on deck. Shout out to that boy Shad. That's my number one producer. That's my dog. You feel me? But yeah, we be making a lot of shit. I just never really posted up. So
I got good timing then.
you said what?
I got good timing because I was just wondering because it seemed like when you were singing on one of your videos, you weren't really putting that much into it, and I'm thinking she can sing because she's effortlessly just tossing something out there and kind of
Yeah.
playing it like Jamie Foxx does.
That's hella dope. Yeah, yo. Like, I really didn't even realize that I could sing. Like, I would just listen to, you know, these people on the radio and I would imitate them. Then I was like, wait a minute, like, I can do what they do. Then I was like, I can do it better. Like, I ain't even gotta imitate them though. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what I've been focusing on, is like developing my own voice and not, you know, falling behind others. But yeah, I do have a pretty effortless voice. As you can tell, my voice is very heavy, but I can make it go very high. So it's clear that I'm supposed to be out here talking, singing, performing, gathering the people together. So, you know, I'm finally on the scene. I'm breaking my way into the scene. You know what I'm saying? So everybody join the military, the Char military at Charbie.com, because you know it's going down.
This question's a little difficult to ask, but we're both adults.
Oh yeah, we grown. Shit, you know, I don't be tripping.
I know you don't, but this is sort of related to how other people see the world. Because you said something about showing your nipples, and I thought it was mature, forward thinking, and it shouldn't be. It should just be human nature. But and I'm not really a good old day person, except for something like that. Because I
Right.
look at it, there's some good old days, there's some bad old days. Whatever. We're kind of, I think we're in between. But in that area, it's like boobies. The assumption that that's what men think.
Yeah.
That it's almost like it's doing limbo underneath the perverts because
I mean, but see, this is my thing. Like, I appreciate boobs too. Like, boobs are awesome. Boobs are great. But I don't think that, you know, we should put it in our minds that it's all about sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been programmed as far as being oversexed here in this American society. So when you see boobs, you automatically think sex. But like when I see boobs, I don't think sex. I just think, you know, like this is an expression of this woman. Like, look at her boobs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Her boobs look nice. You know, I would like to touch. I can touch my own, you know. I think that's what we used to do. Like, we used to enjoy each other's bodies because we understood what our bodies were. But now we don't understand what our bodies are, and now we always have to close ourselves off with all these damn clothes. So I think it creates more predators that way. You know what I'm saying? Because like if they could see it, then it wouldn't be no problem. It really wouldn't be any issue. There would be access to it. But the fact that it's hidden, you know what I'm saying? That's really what creates these outrageous desires in the minds of people. You know what I'm saying? So it's really smart how they do these things because they do the limits with everything, with the alcohol, you know, with the drugs, with whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Like they impose these arbitrary limits upon you and then say, yeah, you know, this is socially acceptable and this is not. But what's socially acceptable or what's normal isn't always natural. You know, I think it's natural to appreciate boobs. So I'm a pro nudist though. So, you know, my jargon is always going to be in favor of being nude because I would much rather not wear clothes. But, you know, I'm here. I'm adjusting. I'm getting along.
I didn't know that. Pro nudist.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I model nude. Like I started modeling nude actually, and then I just got over into the clothes once I realized that, you know, this is not the place nor the time for me to be modeling nude and then posting my pictures for free. Like, you know, I was a sucker. Fuck out of here. So I took all my pictures down, you know what I'm saying? And now I make like, you know, just fine art, and my goal is to get them in like galleries and studios and private collections and that type of thing. But yeah, I prefer the nudity.
I'm pretty much right there. Something that just isn't said as often. Actually, I should say celebrating the body without turning something into, or just falling for the whole sexual method.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just putting a whole human filter on it. It's like, you know, let's look at it cosmically. Like our bodies are vehicles for our energy. So it's like we start invisibly and then we integrate ourselves into these physical bodies. So it's like your body is a map. It's like your soul flipped inside out. And it's full of, you know, just awesome, wondrous, beautiful things. Like it's beautiful music that comes from your body. Like that's why they call it organs. Like you're literally making music. You are walking music. But if you don't understand that about your body and you completely and totally shit on it and you eat all types of bullshit, you allow all types of bullshit into your, you know, peripherals so you can think all types of bullshit, well, then the body becomes torn down. And then you're covering up your body the whole time with these bullshit clothes like, oh, yeah, I got on this brand and I got on that brand. But your body's falling the fuck off. You're about to die. Like, you're not going to be here soon. Because your body's about to be over you and those fucking Doritos and that fried chicken and them fucking Oreos and that soda. Like, it's about to be a wrap for you. You see what I'm saying? So I think if we knew what our bodies were, we would look at them completely different. You know what I'm saying? We would reject some of the programming that we've been taught and look at it like, wait a minute. These bodies are awesome. You know, this is the ultimate technology. The woman she's the original 3D printer. You know what I'm saying? These niggas going crazy over 3D printers, nigga. We been doing that. You know what I'm saying?
3D printer. Yeah, pretty much.
Damn right.
Just gotta have that blueprint data. Egg and make everything. Creative energy of the black woman.
Exactly. There you go. Shout out to the black woman. Y'all my dogs.
First 3D printer, about, I don't know, 2 million years ago, something like that.
Nah, that's some bullshit. We don't really know who was first. We ain't gonna say black people was first, and then we definitely ain't gonna put a time limit on it because that's just what they want you to do. That's some more of that human filter shit. We don't know what time it is for real. So whenever you're,
well, I've come to the analysis though that we can say there's always been albinos, therefore there's always been white people.
Well, yeah, sure.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I would say, you know, like, I think there are a lot of races here that are present on this planet, not just human ones. And I think that, you know, we've had a lot of interference with our DNA because we don't really understand what it is. You know, our consciousness is faulty. and there are other motherfuckers that have, you know, the consciousness to alter some things. So I think each so-called race is just, you know, just a different form of human. But I would never say, oh, this one is first and this one is best and this one's the highest and the most exalted and all that bullshit. Like, we don't have time for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at races as like colors on a rainbow. And we need the rainbow to shine. You know what I'm saying? We need it to look good. So everybody just play their motherfucking part. So red be red, orange be orange. Red don't try to make orange red. You know what I'm saying? That's what everybody need to focus on. We don't need to focus on who's first, who did what, none of that shit. Because we all here now. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what the fuck happened. It's all speculation at this point.
We're in the simulation.
There you go. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. I think if people looked at life more from an invisible standpoint or from a spiritual standpoint, then, you know what I'm saying, we wouldn't say arbitrary things like, oh yeah, because we've been here for, you know, 2 million years. Like, what? How would we ever really even know that? You know what I'm saying? Nigga, we immortal. We is timeless. Immortals never hurry. You know what I'm saying? You look at the trees and learn that, you know. She's really dope if you think about it. But everybody's not ready to go that deep down the rabbit hole. So, you know, we can keep it on the surface. We can keep it where we need to keep it.
I watched a Hannibal at the Gate episode, and there was a guest. I think his name was Kansanu Ajoktu. I don't know if I'm getting that right. If I am, I need to pat myself on the back. I think I'm getting the first name right. But he had some contact information for a company that dealt with, I guess, getting out of debt. Do you have that contact information?
Well, yeah, see, first and foremost, his company is about like teaching people the law. It's not really about getting out of debt. So he has like a school where he basically teaches you how to you know, just how to assert yourself better in, you know, law situations so that you can, you know, handle your affairs in more of a an adult standpoint instead of operating from a mediocre mind, if you will. So everything that he does is law. So he teaches law. But his name is Kim Sanu Ajoktu, and he can be found at contractlawsaveslives@gmail.com. So it's contract law saves lives. And that's essentially what he teaches you. He teaches about contract law and how everything here is a contract. So it's necessary to, you know, just be aware of the contracts and how contracts work so that we can make the, you know, useful and beneficial contracts for ourselves, you know, and our children, our future generations, if you will, so that we don't have to keep playing, you know, the down man out whenever it comes to this law shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we really just don't understand it. Like,
Oh, he was covering some topics that we don't hear about in school. Like and it's important.
it is.
He did say something that I thought was interesting. He said that black people should not have their hands out. I agree. The beggar stance isn't the business. However, still, you know, because I've seen beggars. They don't, you know. I talked to one beggar who said he was getting about $200 a day. But other than that, none of them are really coming out. But he had a good. He was trying to get gas all day. I need $5 to and he'd move his car around and get $200 a day. But that's not the business.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say though, is there a point where reparations are justice to you? What do you think? Because I'm flipping back and forth. I'm trying to get some feedback.
So you're saying what now? Like, are we due reparations?
Is there a point where you would consider it justice?
I would say no. Absolutely not. I think whenever you consider, you know, just how jaded the history is and how they tell the history, and then you start to do your own independent research, like you realize that black people were enslaving white people first. You know, the first slaves were white. Like, that's where slave comes from. Like, it comes from Slavs, and Slavs were white. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of what happened to us was it was karmic, you know what I'm saying? And we had to pay back that karma, and now here we are. So I don't think we should really be looking for any type of handout or payout or anything, because we're really the ones that have, you know, the most melanin. We have the most access to, you know, just a lot of the magic that is here and available in, you know, this planet. So if we don't tap into our own magics, then it's kind of like our own fault, you know what I'm saying? But no one's gonna do it for us, you know. It's kind of like, you know, that movie where they tied down the giant. It was a whole bunch of hobbits, and they're really small, and they tied down the giant, and, like, you know, just had them locked down there. But it took like 1,000 of them to lock down the giant. That's essentially what you have going on here. It's like our habits, our hobbits, our habits. You see what I'm saying? And our habits are what keeps us down and holds us down, and it's mostly mental, because, you know, we don't really understand, you know, just what's going on here in life and how to access our power. But if we were able to tap into that, they already know that all this shit would be over. We would just shake them all off our backs, stand back up as giants, and continue doing what it is that we've been doing. You know what I'm saying? Which is building and expanding and experiencing and enjoying the physical life. So I definitely wouldn't say that we're due any type of payout. I don't think that's justice at all. I think the only justice that we do is for ourselves, and that would be for us to level the fuck up and get on our shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we making our ancestors look bad, so we got to level up. Basically, that's justice. Doing for our ancestors, because they're the ones that got us to this motherfucking point. You see what I'm saying? So fuck having a handout or two. Like, we need to have both them hands at work. Like, fuck what the nigga think. We not finna get no payout anyway. If we was ever gonna get paid, nigga, we would have been got paid. They not finna pay you niggas, man. Definitely.
White reparations, slave owners reparations, niggas no reparations.
Definitely not. Not
I'll
nothing.
give you why I go back and forth. Because yeah, slave comes from Slav. I'm pretty sure it was the Romans that enslaved the Slavs. And whenever I think of Rome, I think of another whitewashed nation lying about history is a human rights violation. Pay reparations. You know what I mean? That's how I go back and forth. But the reason why I go back the other way is if we were to get reparations right now, I think it would be like a VH1 video, like a VH1 reality show, I should say. You know what I mean? Like niggas with money and just
exactly
around. And the reason why I kind of see it like that is I think the black family is fundamentally broken, and I'm studying how it came about. But I wonder if you're more optimistic about this, because I look at it as we're operating above jigaboo capacity, but we're below what I would consider to be replacing white supremacy with economic parity capacity. And as you said, creating our own justice. We're not there. I don't see that it's going to ever get there without changing some things. How do you feel about that? Do you think there's more hope than I seem to believe?
Yeah, I mean, I think it all starts with your mind. I think everything here is mental, first and foremost. So you can definitely check out my mental hygiene that I have on Charbie.com. But that's really what's going on with black people, is that our minds are locked down. So whenever you have a person that's mind is locked down, you don't really have to worry about what they're going to do physically. You know what I'm saying? It'll be niggas with money, just like how you say, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is right now. So as long as our minds are in the state that they're in, we're always going to, you know, just be subject to someone else's domain or someone else's rule, because, you know, we depend upon them. So, you know, that's why I really say no to reparations too, because I think that we're getting reparations every fucking day. Like, the fact that we can go to stores and buy food because we don't really have the knowledge to grow our own food, or we can go to these stores and buy these damn clothes because we can't make our own clothes, or we can go rent out these goddamn houses because we can't build our own houses. Like, we're depending on every other race, you know what I'm saying? So they all really are looking out for us, and in turn we're looking out for them by giving them our energy, absolutely, and our dependence, because we don't really stand up and do things for ourselves. You see what I'm saying? So I think we need to start looking at it as more of like a just a mental thing. Like, let's get our minds right. Like, what What do we need to be thinking about? Do we need to be thinking about, you know, love and hip hop and, you know, bullshit like that? Or do we need to be thinking about like how to get off the grid, self-sustainability, and you know what I'm saying? Like how to get our own water, or, you know, if the store is closed, what the fuck are niggas gonna do? Like we need to have more of these thoughts because you know, we're in America, and I understand that we too benefit from this so-called white supremacy. So we have a lot of privileges here that are afforded to us uh, that really just don't give us any reason to complain. You know what I'm
Been to
saying?
space.
Absolutely, hell yeah! Like I don't really
They went to space.
what
You like when you said we have things that we get from white supremacy. We get space.
you
You
said.
know, yeah, we've been to space. Like we black people have been to space by proxy of America.
Black people
That's
are. You said what?
like astronauts. We have been to space.
Oh, we have been to space. Is that
Yes,
what you're
African
saying?
Americans have been to space.
Oh, niggas have been to space.
Yes, went to outer space and looked down at the Earth.
Oh, okay. As
I think, in a way, I can see why we're comfortable. Like you said, how we're afforded certain things.
yeah, every fucking thing. Come on now. We pissing in water and there's niggas across the goddamn globe that don't have any damn water. They gotta walk 8 miles to get some water and shit. You know what I'm saying? But niggas have the nerve to be sitting around here complaining and shit. Like it's really embarrassing if you stop and look at how ungrateful we are, especially in America. That's why I be talking shit to a lot of these people too, because I can't take these self-serving assholes seriously. Like if you realize, you know, how everything has basically been afforded to your luxury and everyone else had to suffer for you to, you know, take some shit and waste it and basically toss it off to the side. Like you don't know how much energy went into that, how many real time, like real life slaves had to put their energy into that shit. Like you're not considering that, you know, every time you think you're doing something good, you're still doing something bad, you know? So, like, you take a shower, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be smelling good for my meeting, but you still wasted a shitload of water. So now what? You know what I'm saying? And who or where'd that water come from? Like, you don't have any type of idea of how to run. It's just some simple utilities. Who's gonna come pick up the trash if the damn government doesn't come pick up the trash? You see what I'm saying? So it's like people talk so much shit about the system, but at the end of the day, like we need them because we are severely handicapped without them. So I refuse to be one of these dumbass motherfuckers out here boycotting shit and, you know, trying to throw any type of monkey wrench into whatever type of system plans that they have going on. Absolutely not. I'm just going to follow along with the plan so I can get the fuck on, you know what I'm saying, and do what it is that I need to do accordingly because I think people be shooting at the moon, you know, and wasting their damn time. Like you're saying that you're studying how we got to this point. Like I feel like it's obvious how we got to this point, you know. Our minds fell off and they were invaded, they were infiltrated. So now that we have a whole bunch of people with minds that aren't theirs, we're dealing with a crew of zombies, you know what I'm saying? It's like that cyborg type shit. Like resistance is futile in this motherfucker. Like people are not being self-led, they're being led by something else. So once you see that, like that just automatically lets you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, judge your energy accordingly because you don't want to get caught up in that trap with them. And then you want to look at them and say, well, do I have some of them traps still on me? Like, are my opinions my own? Am I thinking my own thoughts or am I thinking someone else's thoughts? Have these thoughts been implanted into my psyche? Where did I get these thoughts? Why do I think this is okay? You know what I'm saying? Like just real mental auditing because I don't think people do it deep enough. So you know what I'm saying? They stick to the surface and don't realize that, you know, they're being controlled.
Yeah, It took me a while to realize how socially engineered I am, and that was freaky shit. This is related to another one of your videos. You talked about, and this kind of also ties into what I was saying about the black family. But you mentioned why black women don't need feminism. Might have been just why women. Period. I don't know if it was especially centered around black women. And you also talked about child support, and I think that's one of the reasons marriage is working below capacity to bring about justice. Is it doesn't have the group economics that to me is like the only purpose of marriage is group economics. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
Um,
Right
well,
about that, dude.
you chill with them, do what you want to do, but a business partner.
Right. There you go. And children are business investments. I say that all the time. Like your kids, they're like assets and you're gonna have to invest into them as soon as you have them. So you definitely wanna, partner up with someone that's worthy of the investment. But yeah, as far as feminism is concerned, I definitely made a video about how none of us need that shit, not just black women, but Asian women, white women, Chinese women, whatever women, we do not need that shit because we already should know, or we should start to, remind ourselves that we are already the pinnacle. We are already the standard. We are already the divine feminine. So we don't need something as, trivial or as, I'll say primitive as feminism because it just creates a divide. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't really restore any type of balance into any type of community. It just tears it down. And it basically makes the community economically dependent on the woman and the government. You know what I'm saying? Like the government takes the role as the man. So it's like we've cashed in our man for the government, and that was a fatal error, like that's why we're here where we are now, because we can't, you know what I'm saying, we can't get back from these hits that we've taken in our communities. It's like we need our communities to create our culture, and we need all of that to build a strong bond so that we can pass these on down to our children. But nothing here is being created because we as women have forgotten our place. We've forgotten our responsibility as women because we hold much more responsibility than the man does, first and foremost. And I feel like feminism just wants to get you away from that. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't want you to, I guess, really embrace what it means to be a woman because they feel like that is I don't know, controlling a woman or something like that. And they want to be more of, I guess, the man and do all this pro ho shit where they just out here fucking hella dicks, sucking hella dicks, don't know who their baby daddy is, got all types of babies, all the babies on the damn government assistance. You know what I'm saying? Like just doing crazy shit that our ancestors definitely would have frowned upon, that we should frown upon, that we don't even realize that we're doing because it's so commonplace. But a lot of that has definitely stemmed from feminism. It's like if you can take down the woman, then the man, he has no choice but to fall right behind her. You know what I'm saying? So it's your typical Adam and Eve story. You know what I mean? You just got to go after Eve, hand her the apple. As soon as she bite that hoe, then bam, we got Adam. You know what I'm saying? So that's essentially what has happened. Like the woman has become the man of the home. The man is no longer in the home. The man is somewhere locked up or some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Or this is speaking in our so-called black communities. But yeah, like we've created a dynamic where there is no balance, and I definitely think we have feminism to thank for a lot of that because a lot of these cards are stacked in the women's favor, and it definitely shouldn't, it just shouldn't be that way. It doesn't make any sense. There's no balance in it.
Would you ever consider politics?
Yeah, actually. Until I figured out what politics is, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is not for me. But I enjoy watching it because I know it's a show. It's just a minstrel show, and I would love to participate, but I think that I would probably laugh too much. I think it'd be too obvious that I'm up there playing a role. You know what I'm saying? And then as far as politics, like here in America are concerned, like everything in America is controlled. So the elections that we think are going on, they're not really elections per se, they're selections. You know what I mean? So a lot of the politics that we have going on here is not real politics. It's just a show. You know what I'm saying? And I would love to play that show. Like I could definitely play my role. You guys could pass me the script and I would read it. That shit would be awesome. But I don't take it seriously. I know it's a joke, so.
So would you say that democracy has American democracy isn't controlled by the people?
No, absolutely not. Oh my god. My bad. But no, absolutely not. Nothing here. Not the democracy or the Republicans or whatever they say in the Congress and all this other shit. They be trying to make it seem like we got our constitutional rights and we be voting all this other bullshit. None of that shit is relevant, and none of it works. And I feel like us as a people, we should have been woke up and said, "Hey, wait a minute." You know what I'm saying? Like this doesn't work. But No, none of that shit actually matters. I think it's obvious that they're playing with us and they're just, telling us whatever we want to hear and making it seem like they're doing things for us when really they know that we need them. You know what I'm saying? So we're just in a bad position right now, just being ignorant of what the hell actually, controls life, because it's definitely not politics, That's just another distraction.
I notice you have 300,000 plus tweets.
Rich.
How long it takes for a bird to get to 300,000 tweets?
Woo! Yeah, that bird gonna be tweeting for like 25 years, nigga. Damn. Okay, but no, that's from 2009 first and foremost. That is how many years? It's 2016. So yeah, that's 7 years of tweets. And
how old is Twitter? Do you like?
Twitter is 10 years old this year, I believe. Yeah, because it was started in 2006, and then I got on it in 2009. So it was why did I get on it? Oh, my pastor. I was heavily into the church at the time, and my pastor was all over Twitter, and he was telling us to get on Twitter, so we got on Twitter. So like all of my initial tweets are all like Bible verses and yes, praise the Lord, won't it do it, amen, hallelujah, all types of bullshit. So I got a lot of tweets up there, you're right. And I be saying that to myself though, you're like, I could have wrote some books. You know what I'm saying? I probably got at least 4 or 5 books and all these damn tweets, but I really wouldn't feel like going back through the archive because I play on Twitter too much. You know what I'm saying? Like half of it is like wisdom and, inspirational deep knowledge from when I'm like, studying with myself and I'm like, oh yeah, let me share this. Yeah, I'm gonna come back and look at this later. And then the other half is me just wilding out and talking shit to people. So yeah, I got a pretty good balance of good shit and bullshit on my page, but it's fun. I enjoy Twitter. Shout out to Twitter. My bad. I'm on my Twitter right now, actually. But yeah, like I've met a lot of people through Twitter, and like that's really how I got this far in my path, because that's how I met Mama Kimmy. Like I met her through Twitter on the cult. I met Non Ether through Twitter at the cult. Damn, and I met Ali, my nigga Vibe High. I met him through the cult too. So all of my shout outs from earlier were my Twitter friends. Shout out to Twitter friends. Yay, I love you guys. Oh my god.
It's a whistle.
Tweet, tweet. All of my shout outs from earlier were my Twitter friends. Shout out to Twitter friends. Yay, I love you guys. Oh my god.
It's a whistle.
Tweet, tweet.
It started with your pastor.
Oh, yeah, started with my pastor.
You
Yeah,
were praising the Lord.
exactly. Who would have thought? Imagine if he could see me now. Like, what? You blasphemous woman. What happened to you? You fell from grace. What's wrong with you, bitch? That would be funny.
Before I let you go, I have a suggestion. I wanted to see what you thought about it. I would consider it step 2 in Black empowerment to bring about that justice you were talking about.
Okay.
Some of that Moat. I think that's how you better pronounce the god Ma. But it ties into that because when I was studying ancient Egypt, I went into it thinking I want to take something that's valuable for today, because it's a roundabout way that got me into it. That's another story. But like I was saying, I wanted to take something that that we could use today. Picture like Pythagoras, the guy who's named after a mathematical theorem. I think that's what it's called. I can do it too. I can do the Pythagoras theorem. It's pretty easy.
Check you out. Turn up.
It's easier than it sounds. Put it like this: you could probably look up how to do it on YouTube and figure it out. It's easier than it sounds.
Yeah, they taught us in school, but I forgot that shit.
I forgot it too. I had to learn it on YouTube. But I think he studied for 20 years in the temples in the Nile Valley. Thales, Euclid, Socrates, Hippocrates, probably forgetting some people. And I'm wondering if they could come forward in time and go to the African American church, what would they learn?
Nothing. how to lose their damn minds. Woo, nah. I mean, I think if they went to the churches, they would realize that a lot of the churches' teachings are based on their own teachings. You know, a lot of the teachings are based on astrology, and they've just been, severely misinterpreted.
They would say, "Hey, we wrote some of this."
Exactly. There you go. Right. Yeah.
Because I noticed though that there are Greek tribes in the Bible. Like I think the Corinthians are a Greek tribe. The Philippians, I'm not sure about them, but yeah, they probably like, "Hey, my cousin."
Right. There you go. Exactly. So, the more things change, the more they say the same. It's still the same shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just all the way tainted. It's all the way watered down. So it's up to you to put the pieces together for you to understand what the fuck, they're really trying to tell you, especially through religions. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure, Pythagoras and all them niggas, they could definitely decode the matrix right quick and say, oh, okay, yeah, I'm cool on this, But they would definitely resonate with, just the ancient parts of the religion that, are held through metaphor and allegory, because that's all that religion really is, So I think those are smart guys. They'd be able to, see through the veil.
Yeah, so I hadn't thought about it like that because I was thinking about what they were learning in I think it was the Temple of Waset was where they were getting their schooling from. They go, and then that's when I realized before this move to polytheism or monotheism, polytheism had to justify itself by teaching something among its domain. That's what's lost. Like it before, if you went to a temple of Ra, that's not just the sun, that's astrology, that's the heavens. If you go to Montu, that's war. I mean, that's where you got Montu Hotep. Bes is dancing, and Bes was taken to West Africa, so that's one of the reasons why you can still dance in church. My theory. But I could show you the Bes is in a lot of places. Bes is in New Zealand. People like to dance, I guess, dancing and singing. And new quantum physics, I can make the case because atom chemistry, chemet. So I would like to see the church become Hotepish. Start teaching some stuff. You can praise Jesus. You can say Allah Akbar all you want. Just do some stuff in their name other than singing and dancing.
Exactly. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Because I noticed that myself. Like whenever I got on this path, that a lot of what people research and what they occupy their minds with is fruitless. You know what I'm saying? It's like an energy pocket, and they pour their energy into it, but at the end of the day, it does nothing. It solves nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like religion is one of the more obvious ones, but it happens on every level. You know what I'm saying? You always have, energy traps there, and you have to try to figure out, okay, is this applicable information? You know what I'm saying? So I think you have that even within the hoteps. Like you have to, just watch what type of so-called hotep that you're talking to, because not all of them are, trying to apply principles and, live with discipline. Some of them just like to talk about it. So I understand that, you know what I'm saying? I understand talking and hashing and rehashing all of the facts and, the historical dates and shit, but that is not me. I'm ass opposite of all that shit. So that's why things like like church, you know what I'm saying? Things like church didn't really take a good enough hold on me. It was like I knew something else was going on here, and I knew they were saying it was, God and Jesus and all that shit. But I knew it just had to be something more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too many wonders around here. It's too much. I mean, the sun itself is a wonder, Then you look at the moon, then you look at these stars, then you start looking at these trees, and you're like, wait a minute, like something here is very magical. You see what I'm saying? So I think, if religion ever got back to that, if the black church ever got back to, just nature and realizing that the magic is all around us and all upon us, then yeah, absolutely. That shit might go hotep. But I don't think it ever will. I think, church is more of a trap, and that there are certain energies that sit on the vibrations of these names that they call like Jesus and Allah and shit, and they suck up the energy from them. You know what I'm saying? Because every time you say someone's name, you're summoning them. But we know, just like I know it ain't no damn Jesus. So who the hell is really Jesus? You know what I'm saying? These are the questions that us hoteps would be in there asking, like, wait a minute, who are you guys actually worshiping? Or who are you forking over your energy to? Because yeah, this ain't gonna work, So yeah, if the church ever did go hotepish, it would have to be much more proactive and less reactive to fuckery, to misinterpretations. Because you were talking about misinformation. That's what the church is. It's definitely a misinterpretation. It's taking something that was invisible and trying to make it visible. So like, shit, 90% of them people in the Bible, they weren't real, you know what I'm saying? Like these are different time spans that they're explaining to us, like through the stars, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's your boy Moses? I think he represents like Aries, you know what I'm saying? Like whenever we're in the Aries constellation, that type of thing, you know what I'm saying? Like it shows you different things. Or like whenever they were worshiping that bull, that's when they were in Taurus. So it's like if you're looking at the Bible from that standpoint, then it becomes totally different. It comes alive. But if you're looking at it like physically, like, oh yeah, Moses said, let my people go, all this bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Well, now you've occupied your mind with a bunch of shit that's not going to help you do anything. So I urge people out there to, if you're going to occupy your mind with something, make it useful. You know what I'm saying? Make it a skill or a craft or some type of hobby that you can turn into some type of, lucrative business or help out your community or something. Like, don't sit up here wasting your time researching historical facts, because none of that shit is going to help us right now. And our ancestors, they wouldn't be sitting around doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we need to really think about what it is that we're occupying our time with, and use it just to clear up our minds and use our minds to put shit to action and not just talk about the shit. You know what I'm saying?
So I wonder if we could hold them to task.
If we could hold what?
If we could hold the churches to task.
Oh, okay, task. Oh, do you think that we could put them to task? Is that what you mean?
Hold them to it. Just say, hey, you could be teaching plumbing, irrigation, and all of you could be networked, so we have expertise in every location and we can build with that. The church could be a great building tool. It's already taking people's money, it's getting a pool, it's getting a pot, but it's not, it to me is the greatest potential building tool for African Americans, regardless of what they're doing inside there or who they're worshiping, or if it could be a church of, because I mean, with traditional African religion, you make your own God, so it could be a church or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's not a staple of society like it was in the West African empires, and then you go back further than that, Zimbabwe, West Africa goes back pretty far, Great Ghana, then the Nile Valley goes way back, and then
My God.
other parts of the planet, they got the like Sumerian stuff. They were pretty much the same way. The church was part of building society. Now it produces, well, the African American church produces music. Almost, not really, a new genre every maybe 30 years.
Right. But yeah, no, you do have a point, because the church is like a stronghold, and it's a great community place. It's a great place to network, so it would be dope if they offered, like a skill or, some type of trade class that, could educate people and, make them have skills that are useful in the communities, and not just, take all their money and sell them a bunch of dreams. So that would be dope. Maybe we could start our own church. I would love to be a pastor. Like, I got pimp and talk for days. Like, I can do the
Tax
preaching.
free.
You say what?
It's tax free.
And it's tax free. You damn right. Exactly, yo. Yeah. But I definitely feel what you're saying. Like, I just think that at the end of the day, it's gonna boil down to us making our own personal decisions, and then, sharing them with the world. So I don't really look at what Black people need as a whole, or really any race needs as a whole. I just try to look at what it is that I can do for myself, how I can build myself up and be smarter, know better things, have better skills, and connect with more people that have better skills, so that I can, like raise up my property value, and then I can show other people, no matter their race or whatever the hell else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's the only real way that you can actually create some type of change. You have to be the drop in the ocean. So you be the drop, and then you show somebody else how to be the drop, and then before you know it, we have an ocean full. But I already know that I'm just the drop, so I just have to, you know what I'm saying, like connect with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Connect with everybody else drop and try to make myself as as pure and as disciplined and as iridescent as possible so that I can create the best results. So hell yeah, that's what I think we all should be focused on, is just being alchemists of our reality so that we can create what it is that we want to see around us and not be reactionary to everything around us all the time. You feel me?
Leading by example.
There you go. Precisely. Being the love that you want to see.
I'm just saying, if I had the ability to go to every damn church, or at least the major ones, or a good sampling of them, I think I would do like Jesus did and start breaking stuff and saying bad words. And I wouldn't go that far, but
What? They have you out of there so quick, bruh. What the hell? They will have you out of there. Like, this nigga got a demon. He got 42 demons. Get him the fuck out of here. And they're not really, I mean, you can go to whatever church you want to and make some type of plea or whatever the hell else, but we already know that they're not going to change anything around. Like, they make too much money, like try to go tell Joel Osteen, like, hey, instead of you making all these money from these people in this big ass football stadium of a fucking church you got, how about you start teaching people how to do ABC and XYZ? He's gonna laugh in your face, you know what I'm saying? And tell him, like, God said no, I talked to God and he said no. Get the fuck out of my face. So sounds theory. Huh?
Need competition. That's probably the only thing that'll make them move. If they're stubborn, is people leaving their flock to go to someone that's teaching them how to develop cell phone apps.
There you go. Precisely. That's what I'm saying. We need to have our own church. Fuck going to their church. Like, I'll go in there to smile and, hey, what's going on, guys? But I'm not trying to change up anything they have. They have their bullshit foundations built upon sand. Like, the waves are coming for them motherfuckers. Like, they're going to get washed away pretty soon. So I don't really try to, go out of my way to try to wake people up and that type of shit anymore, because I don't realize, like, that comes with the responsibility that, you just don't really want to be accountable for it. Like, everybody's not willing and ready to wake up from the dream. And a lot of these churches, they ain't trying to wake up. Them niggas is balling out of control, and I feel them. So keep balling. If these niggas are dumb enough to give you all their money, take it.
So that, I think you could compete with them. I mean, you could blow them up, not like Game of Thrones. Not like they blew up a church in the last Game of Thrones, but you could get at them by, if you could take enough of their flock and then point to another church and say, hey, look what we did to that one.
Oh, word. And I just see you stand up my shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the move. You already know I ain't against it. I'm all the way with it. That's what I'm working on now. The Charbie military, I'm going to have everybody on deck. All hands on deck. We all working. Everybody got to be a motherfucking leader, too, because I ain't telling you how to do shit.
Do you have anything else?
No. I think I talked your head off enough. I appreciate you. I appreciate the opportunity. We can definitely do it again in the future. But oh yeah, I'll tell the people where to find me. Definitely, you can find me on Twitter at Charmelody, and that's CHARMELODI. So it's Charmelody with an I. And then you can find my business on Twitter as well at Mealsaps. It's MEALSAPS. And then my business website is mealsaps.com, and my personal website is charbie.com.
And thanks for joining me, and good night.
You too, honey.